limping along in space. After a period of about an hour and a half, the worst of the damage is contained, and the engines can now are fired up at 50% capacity. They don't want to risk having them burn any hotter in case of additional damage. Tom is situated at the co-pilot seat. The front of the Vesperia is a little unique, for lack of a better word. The front of the observation area, for lack of a better word, is actually not made of glass. It's a transparent metal, right? And it's a large view screen that allows you to see the exterior of space, all right? Mm-hmm. There is one head pilot in a central position and 3 co-pilots, all right? You're taking up the rightmost co-pilot seat. So you are going to be in charge of secondary thrusters, right? And power management. All right, both things you can definitely deal with, all right? Not a problem. As you begin to lay in a course for, well, the ship lays in a course for the Outcast station, all right? And I hear a bloop. Okay, Al's back, BRB. I'm going to wait just a second because this next part should probably involve everyone. So I'm going to take a moment to use the bathroom myself. So I'll be right back.
Sounds good. Let's all go to the lobby.
Let's all go. Hi, chat. You have my undivided attention until they get back. What do you need to say? What do you need to say to us?
I got like a 3. If you divide my attention by 3, that's how much you got.
You know who could have stopped this? Mrs. Mams. Man, calm down.
So, okay, chat. I'm gonna make a poll. I'm gonna see who you guys miss most that left. So give me a second here.
There's only 2 that left, right?
3. From the party.
Pamel.
Oh yeah,
Lee,
I forgot about Pamel. How terrible.
Mrs. Mams. Okay. Yeah. Allow multiple poll choices. Permissive vote duplication checking.
What are you doing?
She is making a straw poll to see who chat misses the most.
Aw, that's cute.
Yeah.
Which NPC do you miss most? No question mark. All right. Let me just copy this link here. And there you go.
You didn't actually... Wow, okay.
What?
Wow! This is cool.
Which NPC you miss most? I know what my vote is.
Yeah, I have
2 votes for Mrs. Mams. Pip, was one of them yours?
I was so tempted, but I got to go with my heart.
What's your heart?
Lee.
I miss Lee too. He's my vote.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, everybody's back.
Did you guys see my my new overlay?
No.
What did you...
I'll look at it real quick before I continue.
It. Has Mila ever listened to David Bowie's Space Oddity? No, but she should.
Oh, vacancy. Aw.
Let me see. Oh, it's true. Well, we can put August and...
Yeah, I didn't have August, so...
Who...
You'll make new friends, I'm sure.
Should I put temp vacancy?
I should just replace each box with Leon.
Leon's our default placeholder.
Oh, it's between Lee and Mrs. Mams. Lee has 7 votes. Mrs. Mams has 7. Oh, it's a tie.
Oh, man.
It's a fucking tie. Oh, Mrs. Mams is in the lead.
I feel sad for Pamel. She's only got 2 votes. Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, but
I think Pamela was sort of just because she hasn't been around too much.
Yeah. The
You
problem
don't
is
remember her awesomeness is more faded than the awesomeness of Mrs. Mams and or Lee.
See, the
true.
question is, which non-player character do you miss the most?
Yeah, well, and even that.
Yeah,
See, here's the
Pamela
problem.
is a player.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
and
guess
that's
I
the
forgot
issue
that.
is that Inferno couldn't give Pamela a personality like Lee because it wasn't really
Yeah.
his character. Yeah, so
Yep.
Yeah, that would just be unfair.
Mhm.
Be like you guys going away for a 3-month like hiatus, and then you come back and be like, yeah, your personality is completely different now because someone else took over. And you're
Mila's
like,
a man. Repost the link, please. Sure.
that would be
There you go,
hilarious.
buddy.
Like I
This
come
is
back
a
and
good little
Al's
break
an elf.
before we move into the next phase here.
Yeah.
That-
Oh shit!
that
I
would
think
be-
I have to pee.
That's okay. Go. You think?
Go.
You know what?
Yeah,
you know
I
what?
think I
Me
do.
too. So don't feel bad. I'll be right back.
No,
too.
I just like
You
I
need to
don't
go. Be right back again, Squee.
I
just, like,
was getting.
I don't like
food.
making. I don't want to get up. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go
You
to
gonna
the
pee your
bathroom and then I'm
pants?
gonna be like, "What's in the kitchen?" I'm gonna be like, "Oh, look, there's food," and then I'm gonna start eating, and then it's gonna be like 20 minutes later, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh, that's right."
So okay. So then we'll just wait for Squee to come back again, and then we'll continue.
I'm gonna go pee.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah. All
Jesus
right. There we
Christ.
go.
Okay. But anyways,
It's okay. It gives me a lot of time to get myself mentally prepared for the next step.
I wanted to talk about really quickly a really cool app for Firefox, and it's also for Chrome. I have the Better TTV app for Firefox. The reason why it's really cool is with Twitch, when Criana posted that link, a pop-up came up in the Twitch chat that said, "Oh, hey, there's a poll that you can vote on. You should vote on this." Then it literally opens it in the chat. It's pretty cool.
Very.
Yeah. So, how you doing?
I'm good.
Welcome back.
Thank you. So,
Criana went to
Infinite-
do her thing.
do you think that's okay to do with jury? Because I think it would be a lot of fun if it's like, let's say I succeed the role, tell me the problem, and I'll see if I can come up with a creative solution for it.
Is this how you want to do it? Sure.
I would love to, and I don't mind if it risks some of my items. Sometimes I just like the creativity of it.
Yeah.
You're
Go ahead,
essentially
of
trying
course.
to bridge the circuit with a neuro knife, which is fucking amazing.
Yeah, I just like the idea if they need to fire it, they fire it by activating the knife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure, Morpheus. Anything's possible. You might see the fire around again. You might see any NPC again, right? It's all depending on where they are, and yeah. Well, obviously, you can't see dead people
Well,
again.
see, here's the thing. And this would have been bugging Tom the entire time because we never actually inspected his corpse. We don't actually know if it was really him or if it was just somebody broadcasting his voice.
No, well, I don't actually Inferno. I thought I could be just misremembering this. Didn't Al get close enough to see his face?
no,
He
no,
never
it's
took
right,
his
no.
helmet
on
off.
the entire time.
Yes.
Oh no, that's right. He had he had his helmet purposely darkened too.
Yes, and the point, there's also the point of he had all this planned so that all of his guys would be less than a mile away, so they would be able to fire. So that whole encounter was planned on their end. That could have just been some random dude, and Nathan broadcasting through his stuff.
Very true.
We don't specifically know, other than God telling us, yeah, Nathan's gone.
Hey, sup, bitches?
Hey,
Hi.
that didn't take 20 minutes. That's good.
Yeah, we didn't have any good food.
Wait, did you say it was all right to post that link, Squee?
No, what's the link to?
It's a
Our
YouTube
playlist.
video. Okay.
It's our playlist.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
I'm
if
never
it's-
gonna get
if
mad
it's
at
our
people.
playlist, it's fine.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
our own playlist.
I'm not gonna get mad at people for posting our own playlists. I'll let it slide.
Yeah.
How dare you promote us
Yeah,
on
you
our
whore.
channel?
All right. Anywho, are we good to continue, please?
Yeah, I think
please.
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 Yes,
Please.
ma'am.
Actually, I'm gonna go AFK. No, I'm just kidding.
And Tom is
Don't
dead.
pull a Criana.
Oh, oh.
I think
The
that's
head
my
injury
favorite part of
was-
like rewatching these sessions is like I catch all of Inferno's little snarky remarks that he says under his breath, and they're even like more hilarious because I missed them the first time.
So, uh, as mentioned before our little break here, the Vesperia, I can't say limps on now, but continues on the path, headed towards a station called Outcast. Uh, you have been informed, your group has been informed, Tom before anyone else, is that Outcast Station, in fact, exists. Let me get the terminology right. Give me a moment. At an eccentric elliptical orbit that encircles both the Earth and the Moon, if that makes sense.
Mm.
So, of course, during the timing of this particular launch, you've gotten to a position where where the orbit is closer to the Earth side than the Moon side. All right, and you start to plot a course, or the ship plots the course. Now, this information is mostly known by Tom immediately, and this eventually is communicated through whispers, through conversations, through ship announcements to the rest of the party. But Tom, you are in a unique position in which to be right there at the bridge of the ship itself.
Mm-hmm.
When a communications signal comes in. And sure enough, the sensors, some of them were damaged, so they picked this up a little later than they were really comfortable with. But it seems another ship, another shuttle, outside of the 4 that are nearby you, has gotten within both communication and weapons range. He introduces himself as Keys Hudson of the Blue Kipper. I see that you're plotting a very strange trajectory, and I also see that you don't have a lot of weapons on your ship. Luckily for you, I'm a freebooter. If you have ice for me, I can make sure I can escort you to your destination. With that, everyone kind of starts nervously looking over to the captain, who, by the way, is her name is Fran Quinn, Captain Quinn. And Captain Quinn kind of pauses for a moment and looks over to Johanna, who is at the communication station nearby. And Johanna kind of gives a bit of a nod. And negotiations are go underway, in which the Vesperia, or none of the ships, actually have any ice, any IOUs on them, right? But what they do have is a large amount of fuel still. Since the Vesperia can only go at 50% capacity, she's only using 50% of her fuel now, right? In fact, Burn, I want you to give me an advanced piloting check. Maybe you can maybe with your role on the bridge of the ship as a part of power consumption, you might actually ensure that there's even more fuel left over. So why don't you give me an advanced piloting?
All right,
Still
let's
check.
give it a whack. Ah, crap. Wow, I got a 3.
Wow. Wow. So, at first, this freebooter, this freelancer, isn't so big on fuel. They want kind of a larger amount. And at first, that seems a little worrisome. After all, he's asking for about almost the exact amount of fuel that's needed to. If they give him all the fuel he wants, you will just make it to Outcast Station. But thankfully, you managed to suggest allocating certain power sources to different areas of the ship, and thanks to your input, turns out that you've saved a good 30% on fuel costs, ensuring that this freebooter of the oh my god, and as he scrolls up recently, the blue kipper ensure that everyone can leave happy with a good negotiated deal. All right, and with that, thanks to you, Tom, a fifth ship joins this little makeshift fleet. The freebooter himself is only really interested in getting payment. It doesn't ask any sort of particular questions, thankfully, as to, that's a strange trajectory you just came from. But soon enough, through the front visor, obviously, the viewpoint of the bridge, and throughout the windows that you can see, Al, Mila, and Patrick, is you manage to see at first at a distance just a strange glimmer, a dull gray glimmer, until this structure comes into further view. And for the first orbital station, it is not the most encouraging sight. The Outcast Station is, for lack of a better word, kind of a mess. Half of it is made from a partially constructed Japanese station, and the rest is composed of a large supply ship that was unloading. A large supply ship that it seems to be grafted onto the side of the station, and in addition, a huge chunk of a large hollowed out asteroid. It seems that these three sections, both orbital station, large ship, and asteroid, seem to be pieced together with bits of old debris and spacecraft. It gives a very patchworked look to it. As it floats there in orbit, you can see a few other ships zooming in and out from it, but soon your current fleet navigates its way towards the far back end of the space station. Tom, you hear negotiations in which Johanna is in direct communication with someone who appears to be a flight control officer, although he doesn't speak in a very professional tone. It seems very laid back and bartery. The conversation pretty much goes of, how much do you want boarded? 5 ships right away, please. Nah, we can't handle 5 ships right now. You'll have to, orbit around for a few hours, or find a place, on the asteroid or something like that. Come out. And Johanna explains that isn't really possible. They have a lot of crew. They don't have enough vacuum suits to escort that. He goes, well, I'm sorry. I mean, we only have so much space. Eventually, it's negotiated that Johanna is willing to pay an exorbitant amount of food that they brought with them. And sure enough, wouldn't you know, soon 3 ships seem to vent out of the side hole of the out of the side hole that was actually the spaceport of this orbital station. They don't seem to have any pilots in them. Their engines don't seem to be firing. They seem to have been effectively kicked out of the port itself, left to drift in space. And sure enough, there's enough room for your fleet now. As you get, pardon me?
Fantastic.
Yes. As you get much, much closer to boarding this monstrosity of a orbital station, through your windows there, Patrick, Al, and Mila, you can see a smaller shuttle landing on a section of the ship and attaching itself with ropes, with grappling hooks to secure it. Automatic grappling hooks that kind of hook on to these gnarled, sections of the ship, trying to keep it attached to the station itself. As you see an individual in what seems to be some sort of spacesuit kind of get out, walk along the exterior of the ship towards the docking bay where you're at, towards some of the exterior airlocks. Just before you actually hit the port itself proper, you also see another ship that takes off, who seem to similarly have a similar grappling hook arrangement to secure it to the exterior of the station. Unfortunately, it appears that the pilot has forgotten to unhook one of its grappling hooks, and a chunk of the station lifts off with the ship. No alarms sound. No ships come to intercept this leaving shuttle that seems to that's trailing a piece of space debris behind it now. It seems to just happen. Finally, the ship stops moving completely, and with an excited buzz in the air, you have arrived at your first destination. Let's see here. Patrick, passenger to the left of you, one of the fellow individuals that you worked with over the past 4 months at Landing Zone Prime. His name was Lucio. And Lucio says to you, he goes, listen, word to the wise, all right? When you deal with someone from Outcast Station, you keep both your hands in your pockets and have one of those hands on a gun, just in case, all right? Bunch of thieves here, bunch of thugs. Just be cool, be confident. You'll be all right. Don't trust anything any of them tells you. Any sort of sob story, anything like that. It just is a way for them to distract you so their buddy can rifle through your pockets.
Patrick will solemnly nod.
Mm-hmm.
Seemingly understanding a bit more than throughout the adventure that our characters had. He seems to be very, open and things like that, but once he had a warning of there are thieves and people who are going to give you sub stories to take your stuff, he seems to almost innately understand.
Gotcha. I'm picking up what you're putting down. All right. And with that, before you, a lot of individuals start to leave the ship themselves, collect their personal effects, be a buzz, and prepare to actually leave the station itself. Although Johanna approaches your group once you meet back up together, and she says to you, now, you are in a very unique position. You have not been in this environment before. And I can imagine, after a few days, your bodies might take some time adjusting. I have to check with some of my contacts to make sure that, well, to see who's still around after 15 years. But I encourage you that if you are feeling ill, not to go to the local hospital. Last time I checked, it was severely underfunded and run by a pretty nasty gang that exploited the wounded. Instead, if you require assistance or at least a safe place to lie your head as any sort of possible sickness might come on, is for you to simply come to look for something called Bright Little Stars. It was something that me and a few of my friends started up. It started out as an orphanage and then just became a refuge for some of the most heavily mutated and ill. Hopefully it is still functioning. In addition, I mentioned before to you that in order for you to get some sort of startup, that our connections with the network might allow you to exchange some of your unique equipment for the type of currency that is more used up here in orbit. And she pauses for a moment and she says, "Don't stray too far from this main landing bay. I'm going to have my first connection with the network, and soon I'll be able to give you a general name and location of a contact in which you can find a merchant who will accept your goods." Does that seem reasonable?
Sounds good to me.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah, wonderful. It will take some time for everyone to get reacquainted. And in fact, my mind is swimming with possibilities already. But I was not joking when I said that there were a lot of people who suffered up here and that you could do some good. If you're ever looking for modest work, I'm sure I could help you find help you get in touch with the right kind of people. You understand? Mm-hmm. And with that, she goes to she excuses herself to take care of a few other bits of business. Oh, sorry. I don't want to tell you what you do. Right now, you're still on the ship. You're on the Vesperia. All right. Would it be fair to say, do you guys want to stay on the ship and wait for Johanna to return to you? Or do you want to leave and go through the docking bay at the very least?
There's so much to explore.
There's a ton. There's a ton.
I kind of want to stay on the ship right now, just to wait for her to come back. But I actually do have a really small role play.
Okay, yeah.
Between Tom and Al. And it will simply be Tom, after she walks away, will look at Al and go, "Not immediately, because I know what you're thinking. Okay? Give us a few days and then we can go and take a look at that hospital, all right?"
Al just kind of looks around and says, I wasn't thinking that.
Tom will have a very amazed look on his face right now.
No. Al doesn't. He looks... How to put this? He looks like someone that was caught red-handed.
Ah,
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Cool. Mm-hmm. So we got one vote for staying on the ship. Who wants to stay on the ship? Who wants to hit the docking? Who wants to explore at the very least, the docking bay?
Me.
Mila's asleep.
Mila's asleep.
If you wake her up, she'll go with you, though.
Okay, that's good. And Mila stays on this ship for the entire campaign.
Why stay on the ship when there's things to explore?
She's asleep. She doesn't know we've landed.
No,
He's talking to Tom.
I'm
Oh.
talking to Tom.
Oh. Sorry. I was.
I just want to make sure we get everything set up and our affairs in order first. And the easiest way to do this is to wait for her to come back. And the reason why I'm saying give it a couple days is because I'm fucking tired.
Al looks at
And-
Patrick, hopefully.
I kind of want to explore the space station before we go gallivanting trying to change everybody. If you know what I mean.
Whoa,
Converting them.
Whoa, first of all,
Abducted them. What?
That's in character.
What we do.
That's your character.
abducted. Whoa! Actually, no.
Yeah.
My character doesn't try to change anyone.
So you didn't. Try to
Lee is the
change
only.
Lee.
Lee is the only exception, and he only tried it
remember
once.
I remember a certain cyber snatcher back in
Okay.
Current
Yes,
Post.
and from that point on, which is the whole reason, he's only tried it once with Lee, and not to anyone else.
Oh, I forgot about this cyber snatcher.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
really fucked up.
That really had a big effect on Al. He doesn't try to change people. He just tries to defend his own high morals, which people take for preaching.
Yeah, no, it's preaching.
Yeah.
There's a word for it. You want to know what that word is? Preaching.
Yeah. No, but Al. No. Al doesn't want to go rush to go hospital. I think he just wants to go explore.
There's,
Yeah, but we need to wait for her. Look, I'm gonna sell my guitar and all of this crap, and he has like a bag full of stuff. I want money.
I'm not suggesting we just go away, but we can go to the docking bay or the surrounding hallway or something. I've been on the ship for how long have we been on the ship, GM?
Oh man, it's been about a 3-hour journey all total.
Yeah, on for 3 hours. I just want to go look around.
Oh, we've been on here for 3 hours. That's so long. Oh, fine. I'm staying here. Okay.
Mila's seatbelt is off. She might have taken it off while she was asleep, but she slumps forward and her face hits the ground and her butt's hiked up in the air. I'm just colorful text there.
I love it. I love
Yeah,
it. I
world
love
building.
It
Yeah.
gives me a break after a continuously hour of talking of what happens.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So, the consensus. So Tom's gonna stay on the ship. Mila, once she is awoken, and Al and Patrick are going to head outside the ship. At least go to the docking bay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So I'll explain what happens to the people in the docking bay first, and then Tom later. That okay?
Sure.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. So, you exit the ship off one of the side hatches. All right. And it appears that a set of stairs has been kind of wheeled to the side of your ship to assist your descent. Unfortunately, I would like everyone to roll me a balance check, please.
Oh, yes.
Oh man, I've got that. Hang on.
Take that. Oh, I gotta check. Hang on. I don't even have my character sheet open. I'm the best.
Noob.
My level 5.
Oh, sorry, not you, Tom. Not you, Tom.
I know. I was gonna make a joke. Oh, we don't want to stay on the ship. Oh, we'll go explore. Oh.
Yeah, I'm fine. My sense of balance is 95.
Oh God. Okay.
I
no
succeeded too.
But Patrick, unfortunately, stumbles and trips, and you fall down 3 steps near the bottom,
Almost
as
hit.
it seems that no, not 3 flights of stairs, just 3 steps at the bottom, due to 2 of the metal panels that were being used as steps seem to be extremely loose.
Patrick, are you okay? Are you dead? Patrick!
You didn't even sustain STC damage. You just
Patrick, answer me!
Why isn't Patrick talking?
I don't know. Maybe he's muted.
Mila
Or I
jumps
killed
down
him.
and starts hugging him. Patrick, no! I'm sorry. I should have tried and cat you.
Al's actually gonna get worried.
Not you.
I
Patrick.
remember the cat.
What's that? Is there a cat around here? Patrick, you're not dead.
Yeah, thank you. Still rubbing his tushy tush.
The docking area around you is extremely crowded. It seems that 20 to 30 ships, unless you stop to count, of various sizes, from large transport ships to small, tiny 3-4-man crewed shuttles, are in a hodgepodge around this area, with no discernible pattern, in fact. Various throngs of individuals come and go. Most of them are human in the general sense, although it is very, very clear that although there are some mutant animals, mostly domestic dogs, felines, rodents, most of them are human, but we use that term loosely here in the Outcast station, God says, because almost every single individual is mutated at some form, a physical mutation. Either they have additional eyes, additional arms, their legs are turned to jelly, various ways in which a person can be deformed. These throngs most certainly are. In fact, as Patrick, as you collect yourself at the base here, you can see someone shuffling towards you. It appears to be male. He has a single strip of hair going from his forehead to the back. All right. He has 2 arms, which is good, although his legs are just stumps. And he carries himself over to you, mostly walking on his hands, although his stumps sometimes help navigate him towards you. And he gives a big grin to you, and unfortunately you can see that he only has 4 teeth, 4 chompers, all yellow and nasty, as he saunters right up next to you, Patrick. And you can see in his right hand is a simple cup, a metal cup, and in it you can hear the tinkle of a single coin. He goes, "Please, sir, please, I'm here to collect the individual passenger docking fee. Just 5 isk per person, just 5 isk." As you see him kind of, sorry, isk. 5, oh, what is this, EVE Online? 5 IOU, 5 ice. 5 ice per person. 5 ice? 5 ice? And you see, you can hear that little rattle in his tin as he gives you a big smile. You don't need extra sensory smell, but this does help you, Mila, in the rough things. But his breath smells rotten, like an acidy, gross, rotted smell.
Mila covers her nose.
Yeah.
She holds her breath, using her new ability to survive in a vacuum of space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He leers over to you and he goes, 5 ice, pretty. Everyone needs to pay.
May I make a math check?
Sure.
Yeah. He's collecting for everybody. One doesn't seem to be
Yep.
very reasonable.
That is a very good observation, Patrick.
Patrick, go over to Mila. Don't worry. I believe we've already paid. With our captain's probably already paid for all of us. I don't think you need to.
No,
Mila
no,
has
no,
her nose
no.
plugged.
No, he tries to explain. No, that was for the ship, but the people inside the ship breathe air. Therefore, I, as a representative of the scroll, the Solar Rogues require additional payment for each individual.
Oh, but you have to take into consideration the inflation, and the inflation is discounted from the price that we paid. So really, you owe us some ice. I think. Yeah, Patrick, double check that math for me.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Mila holds out her hand.
What? What were... Wait, say that again, he says?
Al would put his hand...
Face scrunched up.
Al would put his hand on Mila's arm, but since it's obvious that you're working hard, I think we can let that fee slide this time.
But it's the third day of the month, and we know that generosity is a gift, not a virtue. Wait.
He kind of looks at you dumbfounded, his 4 teeth clacking together.
Al looks at him and says...
Do you know where the nearest bathroom is?
What? He wonders. Two ice, I'll tell you. As he clangs his cup at you.
I'll just go here.
He goes, no, he doesn't say that. He doesn't care. He's gross.
Yeah, I was about to say. Mila doesn't go, by the way, guys. You would tell.
Yes.
She's not squatting or anything.
Anyway.
Mila pees her pants. Isn't she such a charming character?
Roll percentage. I'm just kidding. Don't. All right. I'm just trying to think what this guy's gonna do now. He goes, nah, but and he kind of scratches his head for a little bit. I don't understand.
No, see,
you're supposed to pay me. That's the whole point.
Oh, sweetheart, no.
Here, take pity on me. I wasn't born like you. I wasn't born with your skin. Look at all of us here. And he takes another deformed arm to wave around at the throngs in the docking bay. We have nothing. You have all this. He looks at the ship. You have nice clothes. You have smelly hair. You have ice. Just give me a little. Let me eat tonight.
No.
And you see his pitiful face turn into a snarl as he says, "You better watch yourself, pretty. Not everyone is as weak as me. They'll scar you up good," he says as he starts to hobble his way away from you, still clanging his cup. "They'll scar you up, make you not so pretty anymore."
Al will be...
After he leaves, Mila will look towards Al and Patrick and shrug and be like, "Wow, we didn't have any eyes."
Al looks after him and nods and says, "What a charming fellow that was."
No, it wasn't. He was kind of mean.
Al looks at Mila with a raised eyebrow and then nods his head and says, "Yes, I suppose so."
The lull roar of several individuals talking all once in a large room is interrupted slightly by the sounds of a commotion far to the right of your current position, probably about 150 feet away. As you can see, a lot of these people are being pushed aside or are making a way for a group of, well, men and women. You can see through the crowd itself that it is approximately 6 individuals. All of them in, give me a moment, all of them in patchwork clothing, as if several pieces of fabric or synthetic material was woven together. But woven together with a purpose. This patchwork has been dyed in colors, in both grays, blacks, and whites, coating throughout them, they look almost checkerboardy in a way. 5 of these individuals wear such strange uniform, and all of them have this strange black streak along their foreheads. All right? 3 of them are men, and 2 of them are women. Once again, humanoid, although some of them have mild mutations. One man seems like he has a tumor on his neck, a large goiter, more than a tumor itself. Another woman seems to have 7 fingers protruding from her hand, while another one seems to have a second, smaller, tiny arm protruding from their left elbow. And they're leading another individual who seems to be bound, handcuffed, although not your typical handcuffs that you are familiar with in Earth. It seems to be a simple silvery band that is almost like a manacle that is clasping his 2 wrists together. And you can see that he is being dragged towards your general area. He is groggy, it seems. Al, give me a paramedic check, please.
Okay. Succeed.
Okay. So you can tell that it seems that he has either been drugged, he seems pretty groggy, but you're also figuring that large goose egg by his forehead implies that perhaps his unconsciousness or his groggy state might be more physical means than chemical. Suffice to say, he is being dragged to a section of this docking bay that's about 75 feet away from you. All right? And it's close enough for you all to hear and see the scene that happens soon after. Sorry, I hit my mic there. They seem to be moving the man by an airlock. And with a few calls and roars and questions from the crowd, they seem to put this man inside the airlock chamber. They throw him in there quite unceremoniously and close the door behind them. And you hear the lead individual, the person who has the small arm protruding from their elbow, and they say in quite an official booming tone, "I, Black Jack of the Men of Limbo, sentence this man by rule of might. He has been found guilty of murdering Rocket and injuring Nemo of our clan, and has been linked to the waste of oxygen within sectors 43 to 92. Our turf. His sentence," and he looks over to a man positioned near the airlock door, "we fucking space him." And with that, a button is pressed, a small alarm of a can be heard, and soon the man within the airlock is jettisoned into space without any sort of suit or protection gear. Let that be a warning to all of you. Our sectors are ours. Don't mess with us. You hear a bit of a murmur from the crowd as they sneer around for a moment, posing with delight of their actions. And as they begin to disperse, the Men of Limbo, the path that these men take are come very, very close to where you're still currently positioned at the base of the ship. Would you like to say or do anything at this point?
No, I'm good.
Okay. The individual, the woman with gnarled red hair and the seventh finger on her hand, she's the one that passes closest to you. And she does a double take at you, Al. She goes, what are you looking at, huh?
Al would look at her and say, "A very pretty creature," and give her a wink.
Ha! I don't know whether I should kiss you or if I should punch your little pretty face. What do you think, huh? What would you rather? You like me, huh? You want to kiss me?
Al would shake his head and say, "Oh, no. I wouldn't want to do anything that could be seen as getting in your way. Simply admiring from afar."
I'll admire my ass then, she says, as she makes a feint to punch you. But you have enough combat expertise to recognize a feint from a actual punch. She does a feint towards you, and she seems almost disappointed that you don't flinch. Come on, Gnarl, says the other one. Boss doesn't like us hanging around the Solar Rogue's dock. She kind of gives one last little sarcastic wink, and she puckers her pale pink lips towards you as they depart.
I would just say Al would give her, in response, just a very warm, genuine smile, or at least it looks genuine smile. That's it.
All right, fair enough. Give me one moment. I have to use the washroom, and then I'll slip back into the ship there, Tom.
Cool.
I'll be right back.
We're not dead yet. I suppose that's a good thing.
And let's check the polls. It looks like Lee is the winner of the most missed NPC. I know everyone on the YouTube channel was waiting for the results, and thanks to me, your beautiful
Actually,
Criana.
It looks like Mrs. Mams wins by 1 vote.
What? No, it says Lee has 13. Mrs. Mams has 10. Pimel has 4.
On my screen, it says Mrs. Mams has 8. And
Really?
Lee has 7. Yeah. Oh.
What?
Oh, wow. It just updated. Okay, never mind.
Oh. I was going to be like, yeah, we had 28 people vote.
Oh.
So, excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
I was just announcing the winner of the most missed NPC, and that is Lee.
Oh, there you go. By how many votes?
Like 2 or something.
Oh, there you go.
Stupid.
Is everyone here? Am I good to continue?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. So, Tom, you're able to make some small chat with some of the other individuals who are still on the ship. One of them being Blink herself. She explains to you, since you've gotten to know each other pretty darn well over the past few months or so. She mentions that she plans on doing some freelance, or in common terms, freebooter work, probably out of Outcast Station here for a while, right? And if she comes across anything where she needs another hand, she's wondering if you'd be up for helping her out.
Yeah, I would be.
Okay. She says, there's a place I used to stay at, and by the sounds of it, it's still operational. It's called the Black Celery Inn.
Mm.
You know, it's not the best place in the world, but at the very least, they won't rob you blind. I, through a friend of a friend, I know the owner is relatively honest for the most part. So if you want to stay there, that'd be my recommendation, and it's a good place to get in touch with me.
Cool.
Okay. Good.
Thank you.
She says, it's fine. You can handle yourselves, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of curious to see where you end up going. She adds, and she kind of gives a bit of a sideways smile. Also, during this time, Tom, Johanna approaches you as well. And she passes on, she divulges the information to you, which is that she unfortunately has to go and meet with Baron Dioxine herself and give him a very thorough debriefing as to the operations on Earth. However, while I am gone, it's probably best to try to find Omar again. He is going to be helping out at the Bright Little Stars facility that is thankfully still operational. So if you require assistance, go seek out Omar there before I arrive. I've also been able to get into very, very quick contact with an individual of the network who I think can help you. His name is... Oh, goodness. Scroll. Don't mind me. His name is Scyther. Orange Scyther, but most people just call him that. And you can find him at Club Vortex. He works there as an employee. And if you ask for him, tell him that... what did they say to me? They said, tell him that you came on a very profitable adventure and you're looking forward to reaping the rewards.
All right.
You'll have to use those exact words to him, though. Understood?
Understood. Thank you.
Good. Is there anything else you wish to ask me before I must go and make preparations for my own secondary journey?
Well, as you probably already know, we brought a pet with us.
Yes.
Would the Bright Little Stars be all right with pets? Or would he be met with hostility?
No. Not hostility at all. Confusion, mind you. Although I doubt they'll be reporting anyone. Out of all the places that your what do you call it? A dog. Yes. Hannibal. Okay. For everywhere to put your dog, your canine, the Bright Little Stars is probably the best, especially around the younger ones who probably wouldn't abuse it or anything such as that. So, yes. As far as safe havens can go, that might be the best. Yes.
All right. Good. I think I'm good then. Thank you.
Wonderful. No problem. One final word of advice. Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, you know not to say where you're from. Most people here on Outcast Station are egalitarians. Unfortunately, that's because they all treat themselves, each other, very poorly. But at least they treat them all poorly on an equal fashion. However, it is not just the dregs, the nihilist metas, the subhumans that reside here. a lot of other individuals, freelancers, independent operators, and independent miners also use this station, and they can be and have contact with almost anybody. So be careful on who you meet, because most people, if they're not sent here as outcasts, choose to be here. And the ones who choose to be here tend to be the more dangerous than the vulnerable and lonely outcasts. Understand, yes?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I understand.
Good, good. Well, I am very glad we have all made this journey together. And I wish you health and good luck until we meet again. Yeah. Okay. And with that, she once again exits your particular area of the ship back towards the front, towards the bridge.
All right. And with that, Tom will try and gather up his stuff and whatever the rest of the group left behind and try and bring it down.
Sure.